Whoops. I did not mean just to kick my stand thing. But anyway, see if I can. Oh, that made it worse. Never mind. So anyway, I had a. Wait a minute. Hold your pigeons. There to go. Open that up. Come on. There to go. That way we can kind of see me a little bit better. Almost, but not quite. Okay. Hey, there to go. Hello. Ethan, holy snapple. There you are. You exist. Hello, Fiona. And hello, Cat. Wow, everybody's here at once. Good lord. I guess I came on at the right time then. Thank goodness. Let me just flip that. Oh boy. You know, actually, I'm gonna just see if. Okay, I can kind of see myself. Just wanted to make sure that, well, not me. I see myself. Hi, Kayla. Okay. Let me just get this out of the way. Okay, I'll just keep it there. But yeah, it's been. I caught that wrong. I'm sorry. Go with it. I know it's been so long. Eh. I know, vulgar. Go with it. Well. But before I begin, I want to also let people know that of course, Cat. That of course. You don't have to ask, silly. That's what. Oh, anyway. And I'll pretty much just be talking about the same thing, as like the title of the video and the focus is supposed to be, while I'm doing the readings while they come out. So, and keep it in mind, when I'm talking like of the Goetia, or the quote unquote the spirits of Solomon, where technically no, Solomon does not own them at all. And I'm just gonna get all the aces out of here so that way it makes sense. But pretty much, I think Kayla even asked me about how working with Lord. I'm gonna just whoops, that's the wrong pile. I'm just gonna go with at least what I remember, Lord Beelzebub. Do I know any spirit more powerful than Samuel? Well, by technicality, if you want to be technical, the most powerful spirit than anybody else. By technicality, really, it's really you. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, the most powerful spirit to you is you. Hello, Abraham. Hello. But while it's still fresh in my head, so YouTube has gone on another subscriber purge spree again, because I lost about, I don't know how many subscribers in a day, about 34, then it turned to 97 in 2 days. So yeah, I'm kind of not really thrilled about that. That's why I have that subscriber thing turned on, because I'm trying to salvage my loss because of YouTube and the whatnot. Because YouTube be all like, we're all for the creator, then why are you, crippling me? No. But anyway, so about the topic at hand. So, when working and trying to figure out how to approach these entities and spirits, well, I'm going to make it completely simple. Level 1, making it so simple. Well, to be completely honest, Yahweh is how do I put this? Best said, he's the one that he thinks that he's a lot higher and stronger than he really is, though the times that he has tried to exert his influence and the ways he's gone about it have not been the most pleasant and the most sustainable, and let's just say it just doesn't get perceived well, and it turns out not working well with it for him. Best example, well, Lilith is the first best example. Please be my queen, please. No, ew. Please, no. Come on, no. And he just wouldn't let up. So she tricked him into making the story of Genesis happen just to get away from him. That's what Lilith did. Oh, crap. I gotta get away from this thing. Like, oh, God. I gotta get away from him. God, Yahweh, stop following me. I have just the idea. You know what? Come here, guy. Yes? I'll tell you what. You make me a beautiful world with vibrant colors and, just something beautiful to look at. And just get everything, like, pleasant looking. And make it a place of luxury. And the best form of life you can create. You do that, then maybe I'll be your queen. Maybe. Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean by demiurge? I have no idea what that word means. But nonetheless, so he did it, and she bamboozled him and tricked him, and down she went to that world he just made, blue balling him. And Yahweh couldn't do anything because he was stuck up there. And she just took human form alongside Adam. But anyway, for Cat, for the one to best work with you, and actually everybody will be getting some hints on how to. But then again, it depends on which one does. Oh yes, Ethan, of course you can, as a welcome back gift, I guess. So, when going towards these entities, a lot of people think that they have to follow exactly what the grimoire says, and it's exactly like how the Goetia says to do it. No, you don't. You don't. If anything, all the Goetia is essentially somebody else's account. Yeah, is somebody else's account on how this individual, how they had those entities react to them when they gone towards them. That's pretty much the best you can say. The only thing that you can take away that is completely like straight across the board, it is the names, their title, and you can also say they're assigned sigil, but then again, that's meant for a collective. No, I cannot work with any of the archangels. I cannot do it. Because the thing is, in order for somebody to actually really work with them, you cannot work with anything else, if that makes sense. And before anybody says, well, that's gatekeeping. No, it's not. It's not gatekeeping. The reason why I say it's not gatekeeping is because the way the angelics work is that you have to give your sole focus onto their side and their agenda. And their agenda is whatever Yahweh wants. That's just how it is. Whether you like it or not, that's what it is. And being part of that side, you have to give up everything that is not of them, if that makes sense, in order to properly work alongside them. And that's just how it is. I don't write the rules. I mean, Yahweh was the one who wrote them and put them into effect. So that's all I got. I don't like it either, and I don't want to even be restricted like that because no. That I can't tell you because I have no idea. I got nothing on that one. But as for Cat, let's see who comes out for Cat. Cat should go towards semis. Number 66. Yes, Abraham, you may. So, first and foremost, I'm going to get a little cheat sheet open. So don't mind me really quick. Okay, here we go. Cheat sheet in a good way. So first and foremost, when going towards any of the Goetic spirits, go towards them like if you were going towards any other kind of entity, or you want to be extra technical. Go towards them as if they were a human being, another human being. But how does that make sense? I don't even know where they're at. No, keep it simple. Just like how you make a space for a dedicated entity, like Lilith, Hell, any of them. Make your space. However you deem fit, if you have no idea how to build their space, you can either go with number one, intuition, or accounts of other people. But the most simplistic way, the most simple way, is to simply, when you have time, and when you're able to dedicate a set period of time for someone, or any kind of endeavor that you're trying to do, the best thing to do is to, especially, well, it depends day or night, but usually when you're able to be undisturbed, you can just simply do it in your room, to be honest. Simply, you just have to call out to entity. For an example, for Cat's case, for let me see if I can pronounce this right. For Simris, that's what I'm just going to go with. You would just simply call out to him and invite him to come towards you. Now, keep in mind, when you're inviting an entity in, regardless of who it is, you have to be aware and you have to have your intuition open. How you feel, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you see, and what you feel. You have to be able to have your intuitive side open. And when you pick up on something, when you feel a shift of any kind, either you see something, hear something, taste something, smell something, or feel something just go touch on your skin, there's your cue like, okay, this entity is in here. So I'll even do an example for Cat. And now it's best if you say it out loud, the entity's name, and invite them in. Like, for example, oh, my screen just went black. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so. Okay, Simize, okay. Okay, so something you can say to invite them in to keep it simple is the entity's name. Well, I got my confirmation that you got a visitor. With what you do when you say the name and when you're inviting them in, say to the effect that insert entity's name here. I invite you into my space. Please come to me exactly as you are and come towards me in a way that I can best understand you. Yeah, no, it does make sense. So, when the entity appears, treat them like as you would anybody else, as like another person. And one of the things that needs to be kept in mind: don't make a seal and trap them in a circle. Don't force them in a triangle. Don't force them to do anything. When they come in, greet them, interact with them as normal. Smears really likes logic and make sure you know how to really communicate well. Yeah, of course that makes sense. So think of it kind of like Samiz is very somewhat similar to like being like how the sign of Virgo is logical and perfected. If that makes sense. Okay, Marquis Simras. Apologies. And another fact about Simris is that he also has dominion. Dominion. Now, dominion is a word that says has authority, full authority over. And he can command and actually have a, like full say in something or a topic. When I say the word dominion, so that way you know. He has dominions over the spirits regarding the continent of Africa. How's that again? He has dominion over spirits that yield from Africa. So, spirits that rule from Africa that does involve any of the ones that are originating from a voodoo. He has dominion over them, as an example, but not the deva though, not the deva. That's different. Not the also known as divine, not the divine. That's different. Such as legendary spirits that yield from there. That's what it's referring to. And teaching grammar and logic. So pretty much, I would have to say when making a space for Samir's, make sure that it is squeaky clean, perfected, clean, everything organized, and everything in its proper spot, and makes sense because also he has dominion over logic. And he also can assist in finding lost objects or buried treasures. So think of it this way: if somebody has taken something from you, he can help you find it, especially if it's hidden or if it's being kept secret. Anything that's also like a lost object, like, oh, I can't find my keys anywhere, he can help bring that back to you. Now, here's another thing: if you had a thought and you lost it, if you can't remember something for the life of you, yep, Hermes can help with that. But how can he help me find and remember something? Lost object. Is a thought a thing? An object is an item. A thing. Is a thought a thing? Can you address a thought? Can you recall a thought? Can you do anything with a thought in your head? Yes, it's a thing. He can help you remember something. Now, buried treasure. Now, what you consider treasure is all up to you. For example, if you're trying to find treasure regarding something in a book that you're not understanding, and there you go. Because understanding something is a treasure. And if you can't figure it out, it's buried. What's the gain out of this book? I can't find it. Translates it for you. So Samir's for cat is the spirit that came out for you. And I'm going to pull one more for like how to best go towards him. Like actually go towards him in this manner, or whichever decides to come out. Okay, so Samir's and the 8 of Twigs from the Tarot V. So pretty much, I'm getting this vibe of when you go towards Samir, don't be afraid to make haste with it. In other words, go towards him as soon as possible. And don't be afraid to hold yourself back, because the 8 of Wands just goes Hong Kong Phooey, face first, and doesn't really care what gets in the way. Move quick, but speak with a lot of enthusiasm. But then again, that's how you should speak towards any of these entities, because the best way to look at it is like this entity that you called out to is actually making the choice to be like, yeah, I'll go towards this guy or woman. I'll go towards them. This entity is deciding to take time out of their existence to come towards you. I kind of don't know about you, but that kind of sounds like I'd be kind of excited if they actually chose to and agreed to, as an example. But now let me go back to the chat, because I probably have like 3,000 words. Okay, now let me go all the way back. Holy sample. The patron doesn't want human to have free will, I guess. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Number 66, yes. Sophia. Now Sophia, I'm not really sure. Yes, you are on. Yes, you are ready. You know why? Because I said so. You are ready. Go towards him. Come on, go for it. You have the like the Goetic tarot. Now, oh no, actually, what? Yeah, yeah, yep. Okay. You don't. I mean, okay. I'll, so, Kat, it just pretty much to make it simple. Just, just speak out his name. Okay. Yes, I get it. He just simply said, just hurry up and call out to me. Come on, make haste. And let it go. Now let's see what else is next. Papa Yagla would be 1, 2, yes. That he would have dominion over. Now who is next on my things list? Yep. Okay. So we have Ethan. Okay, here to go with Ethan. Anybody else? Okay, down we go. Then after Ethan is Abraham. Wait, yeah, Abraham. Okay, let's see here. And one of the things too that now is coming fresh in my head is that you have to keep in mind. You can follow the grimoire, but the thing is that if you follow the grimoire, you got to remember that sometimes you got to be prepared because you might actually do something that the grimoire says to do, and it ends up biting you in the tush. Like one of my best examples of that happening is King Beleth. Like how it says, point a hazel wand at him and demand him get into the triangle. No, don't do that. Well, for one, if you do that, he's not going to respect you. Two, any other entities you go towards on this side, they're not going to respect you. Three, oh, but Beleth is a king. If you're a king, are you going to allow some little pipsqueak to go, here, let me grab something. Are you going to allow a pipsqueak to go, in a triangle? You're a king. You're going to listen to some little twathead with a hazel twig, and he's telling you, go stand over there. As a king. You're a king. You think he's going to listen? No. If anything, he's going to go, I'm a king, dude. No. And you're going to lose our respect. That's the thing to keep in mind. When you have a certain spirit who has a title, yes, after Abraham, yes. Like the same thing goes for like a duke or any other ranking, but specifically kings, please do not order them to do anything. Kings specifically, do not order them around. That is the biggest whoops you can do. Because they have that title. Same thing goes for like the king's payment. Do not order him around. Because if anything, he'll just respond with something along the lines to the effect of, oh, you want me to do what? No, I'm not going to do that. No. No. Just off with his head. Don't do it. And if anything, too, put it in this way, in your own shoes. If you're a king, why would you want somebody to invite you to their kingdom and then be ordered around? No. Don't do that. Went under the bed. Got it. So. Oh, I love him. So, Ethan, yours is actually one that I'm well acquainted with. Marquise Andres. And now, usually, when some people hear Marquis Andres, oh god, oh, I don't know if I should go towards that one. Here, I gotta go again. All that the Goetia is an account of somebody else's encounter with these entities. How you go towards them and how you encounter and what they respond back with regarding with you is going to be completely different from what that guy who wrote that encountered. But with Andres, I have familiarity with him. He is number 63. When you add those numbers together, you get a 9. And he's also, at least according to this deck, Moon in Aquarius. So, essentially, Moon in Aquarius. Well, first off, Moon in Aquarius behaves like Cancer. But specifically, Moon in Aquarius, specifically, and I'm getting with the nakshatra placement, is the nakshatra of Dhaneshta. Hello, Moon Enchantress. So, Marquis Andres, the best go towards him, just like before. Just invite him to come towards you exactly how he is and precisely how he is, but also to come towards you in a way that you'll understand. But another thing to keep in mind. Hello, Adam. You have to remember. You have to. I'm pretty much existing. That's the best way to put it. When you're going towards these entities, you have to have a long time no talky talk. When going towards these entities, you have to have your core foundation be like firm and stable, and know what you won't tolerate, and know what you will tolerate, and what's acceptable and not. Now, when stating how you're not comfortable, you just simply say it as if it was another person. I do not like being, like, for example, I do not like talking about said thing. I don't like this kind of behavior. I don't feel comfortable with this. Could you please refrain from doing it? It's mindful, polite, but it gets the message across. You don't go and be all like, "Oh, you hurt my feelings." Well, if you get out of here. No. Just make it known that you're not comfortable with it. And it's simple, but you have to stand your ground with it too. Because there are some that may actually respond in a way where they might get a little bit pushy. That's a test. Keep your ground, stand your ground. And if they keep hissy fitting, you can just let them know that they have the right to leave. Everybody has the right to leave your space if they're not going to be floating around and, being mindful of you. And if they don't like it, well, woesy woe. They can learn how to be mindful in your space. Best put it. So for Andres, if you're not comfortable, invite Lucifer alongside you. And usually when you invite Lucifer to go with you, or invite Lucifer when that entity comes towards you, regardless of who it is on that side, easily it'll be so much easier. So much easier. Because you're inviting you're inviting their, I'm just going to go with that's what comes out of my head. You're inviting their guru, their guiding force with you. But there you go. And when you invite them towards you, any of them, and you have Lucifer alongside you, they'll be much more open to. And that's just naturally what happens. So if we see them both already, well, here we go. Oh. For Andres, just give him your undivided attention. That's the best way to go towards him. Give him your full, undivided attention. Be at the ready. That's what I get from the 10 of Wands. But another little tip, Ethan, about Andres. Yes. But Ethan, one more tip regarding Andres. When you interact with them, he's like the reason why he's also tied with giving of feelings of intense dread. It's not because he's like watching your every move to take a stab at you. He's actually doing this instead. When you're interacting with him, he's completely focused on you. And I know this might look a little creepy, but this is how he interacts. He looks right at you and he listens. So give him the exact same thing. If you can do this and give him your full attention, like how he's giving it back to you, it'll just bridge beautifully. Just make sure when you speak, you're speaking right to him. And just simply not even be afraid, because there's nothing to be afraid of. But now the thing is, how Andres is. If you cross him, you'll know, because you will feel it. But now the thing to keep in mind, he will not go after people. However, if somebody that is working alongside of you makes a whoopsie and is inconsiderate and mistreats them or says something they shouldn't have said, he'll get, wonked, as an example. But yes, give him your full undivided attention because he'll be giving that to you. Okay, who's next? Where is my next one on my lovely dean's list? Okay, Abraham. Abraham. Okay, here we go. So Abraham, here we go. And then, okay, here we go. So for Abraham, who shall be the one for Abraham? Okay, well, let go of it. Alrighty, yours is Bathan. Specifically, oh, yeah, I just said your. Oh no, you don't have to take me anywhere. Oh, I'm trying to. No, I don't need to go anywhere. But thank you. So, Duke. Yes, thank you. What? Mm-hmm. So Bathan, Duke Bathan. To best put it, Bathan. He can be a great assistance, I believe, for using of gemstones and crystals, I believe. And another thing that he can assist with the best is actually transporting you from one country to another. And to go best for you to go towards Bathan is like the best way of going towards him. Okay. To go towards Bathan, Abraham, the best way to go about it is to actually. Okay, let's hope you can see it. The best way is to actually write his name. Come on, there you go. Is to actually, like, if you notice in this picture, I'm going to point to it. Like right there, hopefully you can see words on the wall. Essentially, write out his name, Duke Bathan, and turn your back towards it, but not like your full back towards it, but like behind you, that you can actually like see it if you turn your head to the right. So, for example, say if I have it like written right here, I'm standing in front of it, but it's still visible, if that makes sense. like it's right here on the wall. It's behind me, but I can turn and I can see it. I write out his name, and then that's the best way to invite him towards you. And Bathin will be best if you want to relocate. But now when you're relocating, it doesn't have to be like physical. You can relocate to say, like, for example, you want to go within your mind's eye to actually go like astral project or astral travel to somewhere. He can assist with that, and also understanding herbs and crystals and their uses as another ability. Okay, who's next? No, who is next? Whoop, whoop. Next. Where did it go? Where? Okay, Fiona. Then, yeah. Okay, Fiona. Then food and blood. Okay. So lovely, Fiona. Let's see who comes out for you. How the heck should you do this? Or go towards them. Not how should you do this? Well, we're not that new here. Oh, fine, let go. Fiona, you get bonus. And that's Mars and Gemini. Woo! Nearly. So then how should Fiona go towards you then, bonus? Oh. Yes, you can. Just don't. Just let me know when you're going up, okay? Oh, this is going to be a good one. So, Fiona. Bodus. Now, Bodus is, well, for one, he takes on the shape of a serpent. And he carries a blade with him. And he is able to recall the past, present, and also foretell the future. And he can reconcile friends and enemies. Yeah, that's definitely seen. So, say for example, you want to actually reconnect with a friend that you haven't spoken to in a while, or if you had a disagreement, you can actually invite Bodus to assist you with that. Or if you have an enemy that was once a friend, but now you're kind of conflicted, you can actually reconcile that and restore the connection. But you can also do the same in reverse. But now, the way that you go about him, good lord, we have the devil with Bodus. So, the best put it the most simple way. When you go towards Bodus, make it very enjoyable. Like make it a pleasant, make it pleasing to the senses with Bodus. So, for example, you can make it like you can even make it like a fancy wine dinner. You can make it just simple to any way where it's like very pleasing to you and very luxurious. And because since he's a snake, consider also having some kind of snake figure, like a statue of some kind, or even a picture of a snake. And also have like a blade of some kind. It doesn't have to be a big honker blade, but take like a blade and put it with that image, or like in front or on the side. And Bodus, he'll also be able to give you insight on how to actually be able to. Yeah, I was just about to say that. Be able to move with grace and poise. In other words, he's actually able to help you speak in a way that's able to be elusive, but also allure and captivate, because that's also the qualities of a snake. So Bodus is who yours should be, Fiona. And I got an input saying that hope she likes the hula. Okay. Hope you like to do the hula. Okay. He'll show you how it's done. Whatever. Okay, we'll go with it. We're just gonna nod the head and go with it. Okay, next. Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Okay, Fiona. Okay, now Food Abroad is next. Belial. Okay, let's see who comes out for Food Abroad. Who should it be? Well, if that's the one, let go of it then. Make up your mind. Yes? No? Good. That's it. Locked in. No more Vans, butts, or tushies. Oh, okay. Food Abroad. Simple. Lucifer Guru. I don't even have to pull a card for this one. I don't. So Food Abroad. Yours is Lucifer Guru. And to put it simply, the best way to go towards Lucifer Guru, simply invite him to your space. Simple. Invite him in, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, my lower land, I just feel like I just got uplifted. Like, even from a state of like, oh, I don't like my life. You'll just go from this to, hello. That's just how he operates. And do I think I should say more? If anything, everybody should actually invite Lucifer to come towards them, especially if you're going towards on this path or on this side. I even had to pull another card on how you should go towards him because it's simple. He doesn't turn anybody away. Simple. But most definitely, Food Abroad, definitely go towards this Guru. So now, Moon Enchantress. Who comes for the Moon Enchantress? Oh, it's my first one. It's actually the first Goetic Divine that I went towards. Imagine that. It actually is also tattooed on my lower back, but in one of the incarnations of it. Okay, there's number one. Then we have. Oh, okay, that's sweet. So, Moon Enchantress, yours is President Agante. Now, Hidegante is actually the first Goetic divine I've gone towards. Hagante is also Bastet from Egyptian mythology. Now, Hagante excels in the alchemical process, going from A, B, the process in between. How A gets to B, that's what he excels in. He can teach you to transmute anything. Anything. He can take anything and then make it something else. He can show you how to do that. How to best approach him is to offer him a simple offering of a red drink, like pomegranate juice. I'm getting a long pull toward. I was just about to say that. Yeah, no. Long time no. Okay, fine. I'm getting have like a Bloody Mary and offer it to him, and then you both share the drink. So, for an example, you have one cup. You like when you invite him into the space, take a sip. He approaches. He comes towards you. That's when he has his sip. And then you wait. You then say whatever you want to say next, or like how you're interacting with him, your question. After that, have your sip, and put it back down. Wait. He'll respond. He'll have his sip, and keep going back and forth until the Bloody Mary's all gone. But now, keep in mind, if you're going for a long session and long interaction, take your time with it. Here, I'll demonstrate. So, President Gante, how many people have you assisted with that talent you have about the alchemical process? How many alchemical processes are there in like the forms of matter? Like, for example, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. See how I'm doing it? It's exactly like that. You ask a question, have your sip, plop it down. He has his answer, takes sip, plops it down, and repeat until it's all gone. But now, if you're going for like a longer session, take your time with it. Don't take big sips, and do not, please don't do this one. Don't ask your one question down in one gulp. No, because you have to be able to go a little bit, and he gets his bit. You ask your next question, you take your bit, he gets his bit. Has to be like a teeter totter, and both is fair. Decide what I get for that one. Next, okay, next is gonna be Moon. Okay, I see Moon. Okay, next is Adam. So Adam, who shall be the one for Adam then? Easy there. Get that out of the way so I don't knock anything over. Now that was a shuffle fail. Tis what happens when the cards get stuck together. Oh, okay. But he got him, and now how should he go towards him? So, Adam, yours is Duke Barbatos. And I don't know why I got this in my head. When going towards Duke Barbatos, Venus and Taurus, Motricone sign. Number 8. When you invite him in your space, definitely have music play. And also, since it is Venus and Taurus, make sure it's actually luxurious and also pleasing to the senses. But definitely have music play, especially if it's something regarding a horn. So don't go, actually, if you know how to play the horn, all better. But don't be something like, no. Be a little bit realistic with this one. Make it like a pleasant, or even play like a musical number that does have a horn in it. But also, what I'm getting also, make sure that if you have a dog, make sure you have that that dog alongside you. But if you also have a bow and arrow, have that also within the space. If you have a pet bird, that too. And if you also have, or if you have a cat, specifically a black cat, have them alongside you in that invitational too. And how you should go about it is when you invite him, make sure you do give him some kind of currency in exchange. For an example, it could be 6 coins of any denomination. But when you give them, make sure that you give them and place them on the ground. Or better yet, if you have a chest or a container, drop the coins in the container And then as soon as you're done and you have had your time with Duke Barbados, take the coins and then take them and put them outside. So that way he gets them. At least that's what I get for Duke Barbados. Now Barbados is a lively one. He can also help you interact with animals. So that's why I also suggested inviting animals into. Okay, now let's see. Let's see. And now so just that way for here. Okay, how about this? Because since I'm just reading and I'm a little bit above the list. Whoa! The thing, Kayla, if that's the case, if you have anxiety, just go towards Lucifer. Just go towards Lucifer. Trust me. It doesn't matter what state you're in, they'll pluck you right up in a good way. Like pluck, like, oh, you're depressed? Nope. But I'm scared. Nope. Don't got time for that. Nope. 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 You can't be scared. Why? Nope. There's nothing to be scared of. Nope. I'm not sure. Nope. He just naturally does it. To best put it, think of like if honey could speak to you. And honey is very sweet and sticky. He's like, oh, sweet. Now I'm stuck. I can't get away from it. Best put it. Next. Wow. Mars and Gemini. Okay, here we go. All right. If I had, okay, wait. Wait? I know Sly said something too. No, I did Sly. Did I miss anybody? Oh, well. Here. I think. Actually, I have a good idea. Really? I thought I did. Okay, well, here to go. So now, and while I'm thinking about it, what I'll do is I'll make a Facebook group, I guess, for this. Whoa, my thing just glitched out a little. Okay. So for Sly Fox, who shut up to be? You. And how shall Sly go towards this one? You got a king, Fox. You pulled a king. So remember what I said earlier. As a king, you cannot demand and order him around. Do not do it. Trust me. Please do not do it. Well, so you have pulled the one, the only King Persian. Get that card out of there. So, King Persian, and as you can see on the card, it is Sun in Cancer. And he's number 20. Yeah, 20. So, King Persian. I think he. Yes, I think, yeah, he's a king. And he's, I believe, like a lion-headed, but yeah, well, obviously it's right in front of my face. He's riding a bear, and he has a snake in hand. And he also has a lot of trumpeters. And if you notice a recurring thing with the kings, they usually have attendees that have instruments. Now, King Persian, well, again, going towards anybody that's a king, treat them like a king. And specifically, again, we have the devil popping out again. So make it like really enjoyable for a king. And Persian excels with being able to discern the past, present, future. I believe he can also bestow powerful familiars too, if I'm not mistaken. And he's also able to reveal treasure, so he can help you understand. He can help reveal things of value to you. Same thing with people. He can tell you if this person's useful or not useful. And I believe, okay, I could be wrong with this about this. He can also help you hide those treasures or assets. So, say for example, you want to keep something that's valuable to you safe. He can help hide it for you. Alongside it, like say if you caught a good one, like dating, whatever, go with it. He can actually help you keep that person that you're romantically involved with kept hidden, so that way nobody will take him. As an example, and he also gives accurate intel for anything regarding the divine and human, I believe. So any answer that he gives is going to be true and 100% accurate regarding any kind of endeavor on the humane and on the mundane and also the other states of awareness, because that's human, which is mundane, divine, which is anything that's not of the human side. But again, it being the devil as the suggested way of going towards him, make it something that's enjoyable to all five senses and enjoy it. And be kind of a bit nurturing with it too, because it's something constant. Work. Yep. I believe. Well, Sophia. Well, Sophia. Well, how do I put this? Sophia is somewhat similar to Gaia. Very similar to Gaia. Is she Gaia? No. That's similar. Now, is there anybody else on my dean's list? For Gaia? Well, when you look up Sophia and see her, like her title, when she's known about, you can maybe even see a parallel to Gaia in some way. Sometimes that's how you have to think when you're looking at an entity, reading like what they're associated with and they have dominion over or they're tied to. Look at another entity that's similar, put them together. You can kind of also see sometimes them overlapping. Like a good example would be like the Arenri, no, not the Arenri sisters, the Fate sisters, the three Fates. If you take a look at Norse mythology, they also have their version of the Fate sisters. That's just an example because there's so many more. Mot from Egyptian mythology. Here comes Nyx. The same thing. Mot is over the night. Nyx is over the night. Both are primordial. That's how you connect. That's how you sometimes connect the dots. Just as an example. And there are a lot of other entities that have pretty much go by different names throughout different cultures. For example, in Chinese mythology, for Lilith, think of Daji, the nine-tailed fox. That's one of her forms, Daji. Why did it do that? Get that out of my life. Another one. Is this thing doing what it's supposed to do? Yes, it is. So I don't. Okay, there we go. Another Another one for Lilith and another culture, believe it or not, actually in Greek mythology, another one would actually be Melania or Melania. Not Melania Trump. Heck no. But Melania, the goddess of nightmares and night terrors. That's another one. Because, well, Melania or Melania was actually known what Melania was known for was actually going into rooms of where men slept and gave them nightmares and night terrors. And also, Melania was also known to be a shadow of Aphrodite. Aphrodite's shadow. That's what she was known as. And that's not even her real name because it was lost. Her real birth name, we have no idea. And specifically, well, I had this thought in my head. Working with these divines on the Goetic side, you have to understand again. There are some people that push working with both has risk. It has risk. But then again, anything that you do regarding the occult has risk. But specifically, if you're working with one and if you work with the other, it can really cause you a lot of confusion. Because that's just what's going to happen. Give or take. Say if I work on the left side for a bit, then I go towards the right. But something people don't mention, if you're going to go work towards the right, you have to cut off everything that's not of them to fully and properly work with them. That's just how it is. Some people say that you can do both. You can. You can definitely do whatever you deem fit. But the thing is, when working with entities, you have to understand that two on the opposing spectrum can be quite asking for disaster. What? 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 Huh? Like, I'm not really sure how to take that one because I'm thinking 2025 onwards. I don't know. Well, there have been a lot of there have been some that are not really representing the left as it should be represented, and I mean the thing is, whether it loses power or not, it doesn't matter because it's still going to keep its prevalence. The best put it. And those that are allied on the left, or associated with the left, or even on the left, they're not. The numbers may go down, but the firmness is not really going to change. Well, but that here's the problem. Right hand path occultists, they cannot practice occult. Now that I can't say because I'm not an authority about that. I cannot say that Moloch is the dominant. I cannot say that because I'm not of the left. That I cannot say. But however, it's pretty difficult to do. I don't even know how else to put this, but with right-handed path occultists, I kind of can't agree with that because, believe it or not, this is something that they won't tell you. Just like how some try to put the left-handed divines in seals and bind them, angelics can be bound the exact same way. The exact same way. We can. Do I think they should? It depends. It all depends. Because there are some that are actually trying to be beneficial, and there are some that are not really. But again, it all comes down onto the individual. The individual decides. Yep. What force would you use to constrain them? I mean, to be technical, really, you just need yourself. Can you do it? You can. Will it work? I don't know. That depends on you. Anything has potential, but you just got to understand what you're doing. And if your will's strong enough, you can. And if you know how to essentially play, I'm just going to put it this way, if you know how to play the game metaphorically, you have to keep it simple. If you keep it simple, you'll get it. If you can bind a person, you can bind an astral. If you can bind a person, a human being, you can bind a spirit. If you can bind a spirit, you can bind a deva or a divine. You can. Should you? That depends on you. Will it work? Again, that depends on you. Like the very first thing I've always said, you can do whatever you deem fit. You can do anything. But no matter what you do, you're at fault about what happens next. No matter what you do, the result afterwards all comes on you. Good, bad, dreadful, nothing. You're the only one to blame. Anything can be done and have potential. That's just how it is. But specifically, when you're trying to bind an entity like that, you have to cover your P's, Q's, and dot your T's, cross your Q's, and also make sure your T's are properly crossed. Everything is like on point because it has to be precise. That's the best way I could put it. And if you know how to essentially have full control and power of yourself, you can do it no problem. So much to an extent that anything that comes back towards you or their retaliation, nothing will happen. You won't be affected by it. But again, you've got to keep it simple. You must keep it simple. If you keep it simple, you'll be perfectly fine. Any spirit, any entity can be bound. Any of them. But if it'll work, that depends on you. If your will's strong enough, it'll work. If it's not strong, it will not work. And that's just how it is. Anything can be bound, anything can be detained, anything can be restricted. Because restricting and being detained is Saturnian. When it comes to Saturnian things, is anything free from Saturn? Anything free at all? No. Not even God himself, not even Yahweh himself is free from it. But how does that make sense? But take the example with Lilith. Again, Yahweh wanted Lilith so bad, so he kept pestering her. Lilith tricked him into creating and playing out Genesis. Eden was made. Lilith tricked him, and off she went. The Saturnian part of that, his karmic backhand, is that since he would not stop, his karmic, that's the best way to put it, his karmic backlash was her tricking him into providing her the exit from him. And then if you want to be even more technical, because not you, Adam, by the way, because Adam wanted Lilith to lay with him, and she said no. He then went to Yahweh to ask for help. Yahweh came and demanded her to be violated regardless of what she said and submit. She said no, and off she went. There's another karmic backhand for it. He tries to control and force a woman to submit, loses her completely. And now he's made a fool. And showing how powerless he is over her. Then when he sends the angelics to go and bring her back, the angelics then have her children killed in front of her. She goes back, and the karmic backhand that she gives again is that his perfect creations of Adam and Eve get infected with a virus called sin. And now, no matter what happens, every human is never going to be pure. So his karmic backhand for not appreciating his creations is that he never has them pure again. That's Saturnian. That's his karma. Because of this is his repercussion right back. God himself is not free from karmic backhand or karmic repercussion. Nothing is free from it. Because of this action, this choice, this is what comes following it, behind. And it has to be paid back. May not be now, but later on down the line it will. And same thing with like angelics. They go towards somebody, and they're not invited or welcomed. They do something that causes harm. They have karmic repercussion coming towards them. Nothing is free. Yes. And here's another word to look at. Sin is also soma, moon, chandra. What's the moon? Desire, lust, longing for, fulfillment, peace, happiness, joy, emotions, fulfillment, security, safety. Now, usually, besides, taking somebody's life, but now, sin usually is deemed as something that is an opinion. But what else is an opinion? Somebody else's desire. What brings somebody a sense of fulfillment of a desire? Yep. Mm-hmm. Somebody's desire to somebody can bring them a sense of fullness, while that same desire to somebody else can cause them harm. That's why moon is usually seen as just waxes and wanes. Depending if it's waxing, then it's more the full pure. Waning, it's more the worldly desire of obtaining the physical everyday thing on a mundane level. And that's using the Vedas to kind of support that. But now, keep in mind now, again, sin is an opinion. It's an opinion. What's okay to somebody else may not be okay to somebody else. What someone sees as no biggie can be quite the whoops for somebody else. Somebody's right may not be somebody else's right. It all just depends. Some people think that, oh, it's wrong for other people to have their own. Oh, Lisa, I've missed you. Oh my gosh, I've missed you. I'd give kisses too, but I think that would be a little awkward. Because, yeah, yeah, it's awkward, but it's still. What is that sticker saying? It's a big green puff ball, I think. Now, how did I get that song stuck in my head? You spin me right round, spin right round. I'm just watching this thing spin. And besides, this is exactly why, and I'm not sure if you saw my Facebook page with Lisa that, YouTube's deciding to take my subscriber count and plummeting it to the floor again for whatever reason. So yeah, that does kind of give me a good motivation to keep going. Because yeah, it gets pretty stressful and pretty difficult to be able to keep doing something that does not make you feel. It gets pretty disheartening having, something that says, "Oh, we're all for the creators." It takes away 97 subscribers in a matter of 3 days. That's not really supporting your creators, people. You're not fooling me, YouTube. But something like this actually does uplift me a lot, a lot. I don't know. I just feel like something just tickled me on the inside, but we'll go with it. Prophecies for 20 to 25. The best put it. I cannot say what will play out because that's not my say. All I can say that can be said is that whatever you want to have happen during that time period, set up the foundation for it to happen. Specifically, a desire you want, lay down the foundation for it to come and stand on. If there's a foundation for it to land on, it'll land and it'll stay. If you have no foundation for it to land on, it'll just fall through. Whatever it is, have your foundation set. And specifically, since it's going to be a 2 going to a 5. Hold that thought. Hold it. Hold it right there. Keep it there. World War III. Let's see. Well, for one thing, regarding like that prophecy or something saying about like how the right-handed occultists are saying that it's going to be more prevalent for them. Nope, it's not going to be. But why is that? Well, simple. This is the Ace of Swords in this deck. It is a book, and the pages are falling out. Even notice on the front, the High Priest, and then the He Who font. But when it comes to spiritual matters, the more of the depths, the High Priestess beats the He Who font over everything else. Because the High Priestess knows how to take a step back, listen, and use her intuitive side. The He Who font is more the worldly. But if you notice on this book, do you happen to see the cross? Like the here, let me adjust the brightness. You can see it now. Do you happen to see that? That triangle shape there? Yep. That's not on the left. That's angelic. And pages are falling out of it. I just got a call for what I see. One more. No. Brighter. Thank you. So, they think it may go up. Yep. So, really, they think it's going to be going up, but it's losing its pages. So, it might actually be deconstructed and possibly reformed. But well, here's the Seven of Pentacles, but here's the thing. If you notice this, somebody's going to be altering it. Somebody's going to be altering and changing around the stuff that's happening on the angelics. And they're being watched, and they're being forced to do it. The supremacy is not really going to be there, because somebody's being forced to change it and alter it again for the 50,000th time. How many times has that book been altered? How many times now? Look, there's another time. If somebody has to keep altering the work over and over again, they keep taking a step farther and farther away from it. You cannot restrict divinity like that. You have to allow it to flow. Okay, if there's that. On the left, oh, it's funny. Great move. Look at her looking out in the distance. Then look over here at the sun. Everybody is starting to make a big move towards the light. Huh. Not convenient. Look at that. Huh. Called it. Oh. Even notice over here, too, have a looky look. Look at this little plant here. Does that look, hold on, got it. Does that not look like Lucifer's sigil right there? A little bit. There's the V right there. So there you go. And the sun next to it. So I don't think the left is going to be going anywhere. Again, we have somebody altering text again with the magician. And they're trying to change something. We have some guy trying to make the changes with something. One more for each. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not good. There's that one. That's funny. So, oh boy. So which one should I start off with first? Let's start with the bad one first. So, oh boy. The right. Book gets altered. Spirits get pissed. And people altering it are not taking it seriously. Yes, Adam. But seriously. Book gets altered. Spirits are not going to be impressed. And, the people who are doing it are not aware of what they're doing. Now, the left gets protected. Yes, what is it? What should it be? The left gets protected. Because, this Eight of Swords depiction has a colossal figure trapping something in, something has looking glass through, protecting it. But as a whole for the world, again, there's the magician changing and writing in something new, but he also has the Queen of Wands over his shoulder. Then again, there's yes, you can. You most certainly can. The beautiful thing about observatories is you can make it appear and do whatever you deem fit. Literally. All you need is the belief in it. Oh, that looks cheesy. Yep, you can have a servitor do whatever you wanted to be able to do. Anyway, I'm going to take my leave. I haven't had a shower yet, and I've been live. How long have I been live? Almost an hour and 30 minutes. I've made a servitor actually look exactly like me, except all black and shadow. Completely shadow. That's one. Another one. Another thing completely shadow, but a little bit taller behind me. Another one would have been. I'm trying to remember. Because the last one I had was. Oh, now I remember. The other one was actually one that actually became what the target was not able to resist. That's how creative you can go. The servitor actually becomes what the target cannot resist. But how am I supposed to know what they can't resist themselves from? You don't need to know. You just say becomes what they cannot resist. Whatever it is, it becomes it. But I don't know what it is. It don't matter. It becomes what target cannot resist. But I don't know what the target can't be resisted from. You don't even need to worry about it. Same thing with doing a spell to make somebody get woozy-wooed by you just existing. Putting this on makes said person become so woozy-wooed about me and attracted to me that they can't resist me. It's now on you. Said person gets woozy-wooed by you because they only see that you're the most irresistible thing to them. Well, if you notice how sometimes I did it again. So that was quick. If you notice, like behind me, there's a figure a little bit. No, this is the chair. If you hone in, you'll be able to see something above me, just staring. The other one, well, that one only comes out when it needs to come out. And when it comes out, it's not good. But anyway, I'm going to take my leave. It's 9 o'clock. I got to wash myself. I haven't done it yet, and I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna. So, thanks, Elisa, for that again. Made my day, made me feel much better, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.